Hi, Neil again here from Hypnosis Essex, and in this short video I'm going to show you a really cool brain hack in which you can use to literally change how you respond in situations where in the past you've been anxious. And what this does is it literally changes the type of nervous response that you're using. When someone is anxious, typically their left brain is active, and at that point they're in what's called sympathetic arousal. Now you have two types of nervous system arousals. You've got a sympathetic and you've got a parasympathetic. The sympathetic is the fight, flight or freeze response. There's also another category now called the fawn response as well, but it's typically known as the fight or flight response. And this is what happens when you're anxious. You're in fight or flight response and everything becomes then scary. So the way of changing that is to change your brain into the parasympathetic arousal. And in that situation, that's called the rest and digest phase. And literally your body starts to relax. Now, typically what happens when you're in fight or flight or sympathetic arousal, your mouth goes dry, blood goes from your stomach to your limbs in case you have to run. And typically you get the sort of deer in the headlight look, where you freeze on something and you're totally focused on something and you like really become tense. And that doesn't help. That makes the anxiety much, much worse. Basically, your body's preparing to fight. So what we want to do is to change some of those physiological responses, to change your physiology. And what that will do is it will fire off the sympathetic arousal, and as a result, your body becomes calm. So a little change in your physiology will change how you feel, and the anxiety levels will drop. The self-talk will stop, and you'll be able to become calm. So what I want you to do, first of all, is to think of some situation where you have anxiety. Now, I know what you're going to say, I have it all the time. Great, pick one. Just pick one specific context. So just identify one context. Now this could be in a certain situation, maybe when you go to work or when you're talking to your boss. It could be a certain person, it could be a thing. Just pick one specific context. And you might then think, well, let's say every time I talk to my boss. No, okay, think of one time when you talk to your boss. Pick one specific context. Now this is really important, because if you just do it in general, it's unlikely to work. So pick one specific context, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to start hacking your neurology. So how are you going to do that? Well, one of the ways, as I say, when you're in sympathetic arousal, your vision is what's called in foveal vision. It's like really pinpoint, sharp focus on one specific thing. And what we want to do is we want to fire off the parasympathetic arousal by going into what's called peripheral vision or expanded awareness. So what I want you to do right now is just to practice along with me. Put your hands out in front, and I want you to focus on an object directly in front of you, maybe on the wall the other side of you. And just look between your fingertips and keep looking at that point in the distance, but then slowly begin to bring your hands apart whilst being aware of your hands in your periphery. Just keep looking out in front of you. Maybe twiddle your fingers a little bit and just keep looking out in front of you. Yeah? So bring your arms back as far as you can while still be able to see them in your periphery. And I want you to notice that as you do that, your body starts to become calm. Okay, so just keep doing that. Make sure you're aware of your fingers, but keep looking forward. And then what I want you to do is I want you to relax your jaw and relax your tongue. Good. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to practice that a couple of times. So again, put your hands out in front of you. pick a spot in the distance on the wall or something, and then just slowly keep looking at that spot in the distance, but be aware of your fingers and your peripheral vision. That's right. Keep moving your fingers so that your awareness is on your fingers and on that spot in the distance. So you're in expanded awareness. Notice how the muscles in your face soften. And once again, relax your jaw and relax your tongue. Really good. Okay, so we want to do that a couple of times. So you might want to pause the video, just practice that one bit a couple of times. Okay, so step 2 is that you go into peripheral vision. So step 1 is focus your gaze on something in front of you. Then expand your awareness. Loosen your jaw. And then relax your tongue. Okay? So that's step 1. You really need to get that down first before we step on, because that's the real bit that changes your neurology from the fight or flight into the parasympathetic arousal of relax and digest. So now, what I want you to do is we're going to do that again, but this time we're going to create what's called an anchor, which basically is just a trigger that will trigger this response, so that whenever you do this, all you need to do is to think of this particular word and expand your awareness out, relax your tongue, relax your jaw, and immediately you'll go into this nice, calm, relaxed state. Okay? So once again, pick a spot on the wall, expand your awareness. That's right. Relax your jaw, relax your tongue. And then what I want you to say to yourself is this. That's right, just say the word this. And from this moment, whenever you say the word this, with this sort of tonality, remind yourself to go into peripheral vision. Okay? Great. So now, so that's the this state, yeah? Because this will remind your mind to do this, okay? So now what we want to do is we want to take this calm, relaxed state into the context where in the past you used to have the problem. So if it's a situation with your boss or your partner or someone specific, or if it's in a situation, what we're going to do is first we're going to go into this awareness, this expanded awareness, and then I'm going to have you think about being in that context. And what's going to happen is those two things are going to become automatically linked together, so that when you then go into that situation, or when you then speak to your boss or your partner, this will fire off automatically. You won't have to think about it, it'll just happen. Okay, so if you're ready, just pick that one specific context and let's go. So again, look off into the distance, put your hands in front of you, move your fingers, expand your awareness out, all the way out. Notice how your breathing changes as well. Relax your jaw, relax your tongue. Mentally say the word this to yourself. And now, as you're doing this, as you hold on to this relaxed state, as you hold on to this peripheral vision, just imagine yourself in that situation, in that particular context, whether it's with your boss or some person, or whether it's in a certain context, certain situation. Just imagine yourself there, staying in this peripheral vision, with your tongue relaxed and your jaw relaxed. Great. And we're going to do this 3 times, condition it in. So let's do that again. So once again, look out into the distance, expand your awareness, soften your focus, relax your jaw, relax your tongue, mentally say the word this to yourself. And again, holding on to this feeling, holding on to this expanded awareness, just imagine yourself in that context where in the past you used to have that old response. And notice how you respond now. Notice how you respond differently. Very good. And let's do that one more time. So once again, hands in front of you, expand your awareness out. That's right, relax your jaw, relax your tongue. Say the word this to yourself. And now imagine yourself in that context with this relaxed feeling in peripheral vision, with a relaxed tongue, relaxed jaw. And notice how that's different. Notice how when you're in this situation, like this, how you respond differently. Very good. Now, what I want you to do is to practice this daily and do it with one context until you absolutely know that it's automatic in that context, then pick another context. And one of the other things what I want you to do, and this is really key, is to spend as much time as you can in peripheral vision like this. So when you go out for a walk, just put yourself in expanded awareness. You don't have to obviously walk around like this. That would be crazy. No, just walk around in peripheral vision. So when you go out, just imagine yourself, expand your awareness. Now this is really, really good because it fires off the parasympathetic arousal, and you'll notice some very, very big changes from doing this. So just practice this. Walk around the house in peripheral vision. Walk around your shops, wherever, in this peripheral vision, and notice how much more calm and relaxed and in control you are. And what is interesting is when you're in this, you are far more aware of everything that's around you. Right? It's what's the old shaman of years ago used to call this the stop the world state. So you are far safer when you're in this in a peripheral vision than you ever are when you're focused on one thing, because you're aware of everything. So you are much, much safer, and then you can be calm and relaxed in those situations. So practice this and let me know how well you do. If at any point you feel the need for a private session or some more, you want some questions answered, I'm more than happy to answer your questions. So just get in contact either through the website or through YouTube or through Facebook. Meanwhile, keep practicing and notice how well you can do this, and let me know how well you're doing.